The hair. Well, the perfectly arranged pocket square. Could Michael pull this off? I don't think so.
If you still don't know about the show Lucifer, maybe get out from under your rock because you're missing out on an immensely entertaining series and beautiful love story. Lucifer keeps intriguing us as he played by heartthrob Tom Ellis. Yes, mention Ellis's name and you have the attention of all the women and some men in the room. The show keeps us coming back for more of Lucifer's antics and for the love developing between him and Detective Chloe Decker, Lauren German. With Season 5b around the corner, we wanted you to know what was coming. Lucifer Season 5b is going to be the best season yet, and here's why. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that post notification bell so you never miss another update from us. What is Lucifer about? The series focuses on Lucifer Morningstar, Tom Ellis, who is a handsome and powerful angel that was cast out of heaven for his rebellion. As the devil, Lucifer tires of the millennia he's spent being the Lord of Hell, punishing people. Becoming increasingly bored and unhappy with his life in hell, he abdicates his throne in defiance of his father, God, and abandons his kingdom for Los Angeles, where he runs his own nightclub called Lux. When he finds himself involved in a murder investigation, he meets the intriguing Detective Chloe Decker, Lauren German. After helping the LAPD solve a case by using his powers to manipulate humans into revealing their deepest desires, he accepts a subsequent invitation in order to become a consultant to the department. Throughout the series, he ends up learning that he's changing into something who is diametrically different from the devil, but with his stubbornness and selfishness, he ends up getting Detective Decker confused about his true being. And as events unfold, several celestial and demonic threats come to Los Angeles. At the same time, Lucifer and Chloe ultimately allow their love for each other to bring them through the darkness. Only half of Lucifer Season 5 has been released. When Netflix confirmed the season would have 16 episodes, it was something many suspected. After all, 16 episodes is a lot for the streaming service to release at once. 8 allows for easy binge watching, which seems, by the way, Netflix wants viewers to watch shows. So we got 8 episodes on August 21st, 2020, and then another 8 after a later date that's still to be determined. That will be Season 5b. What happened in Season 5a? The Lord giveth and the devil taketh away. With only 8 episodes dropping, the Lucifer Season 5a finale came all too soon. Yet, even with less content than a typical season, the first part of the 5th installment in the Devilish franchise had managed to deliver a few intriguing plot twists that were sure to carry into the second half of the season and lead to some massive changes for Lucifer and company from here on out. That is a promise. Lucifer, Tom Ellis, may have quite literally gone to hell and back at the start of the story, but at season's end, is shown coming face to face with something much more terrifying. Dear old dad. Yep, God himself has finally made an appearance on Lucifer in the form of Dennis Haysbert, known for the popular series 24. It was announced way back in January that Haysbert had been cast in the celestial role, though seeing him in the flesh was still extremely satisfying, particularly since his arrival comes from a more personal nature, to stop his children from fighting, that is. In the first few moments of the finale, Lucifer and Menadil, DB Woodside, were locked in an epic battle alongside Michael, also Ellis, and Maze, Lesley-Ann Brandt, with no end in sight, which is most likely what prompted God to intervene in the first place. But given that there's so much to unpack from the final episode, both leading up to and including God's big cameo, let's break down some of the business aspects of what could possibly happen to these characters moving forward in Season 5b and even Season 6. What's to be expected in Season 5b? While 5a done here is what we know and predict for Season 5b, there's many questions that are still answered, and maybe there will be a major shock or two as well. The musical episode. There is going to be a musical episode. A full-blown musical episode will end up kicking off the second half of Season 5. Entertainment Weekly reports that the musical episode will be the 9th episode of the season, titled Bloody Celestial Karaoke Jam. Unlike the Noir episode in the first half of the season, which featured musical performances, this episode will take on an actual musical format. The first sneak peek of the episode was revealed at DC Fandom in September. Entertainment Weekly reports that 80s pop star Debbie Gibson will end up guest starring in the musical episode as Shelley Bittner, a controlling helicopter mom. And yeah, she will be singing. We wonder how fans are going to take to it. Will it be glamorous, dark, funny, wacky, or otherwise? Maybe it's going to be all the above. What is Michael planning? As we understand, Michael has made it his mission to mess with Lucifer's life pretty much all season. However, in the finale, it becomes clear that his motivation extends far beyond just having a grudge against his twin brother and feeling inferior to him his entire life. Michael has been manipulating Lucifer long before he ever came to Earth, and has said numerous times to several different characters that he has a much bigger plan plan in the works. Viewers have yet to be told what this mysterious plan is, but given how much time and effort he's put into it, there has to be a significant payoff that would benefit Michael in a huge way. Typically, you would never think of an angel having a bad or evil agenda, though perhaps Lucifer's twin has more of the bad devil in him than anyone ever realized. Maybe he's even the true devil. Lucifer, Chloe, and his powers. During the season, both Lucifer and Chloe discovered that the only reason Chloe makes Lucifer vulnerable is due to the fact that he chooses to be vulnerable around her. After they sleep together, he also appears to transfer his power to her, thereby granting her the power to pull out his true desires. By the end of the season, he's ultimately able to get both his powers and invincibility back, though there's very little explanation as to how this occurred. Chloe feels that it indicates he's pulling away from her, which could put their relationship in serious jeopardy, because if it comes down to choosing between Chloe and his powers, it's difficult to know for sure what Lucifer would do, and that its hesitancy could lead to their own downfall as a couple. On the other hand, there's an old saying, the truth will set you free. What about Maze? Lucifer and Maze have had plenty of fights before, but after learning that Lucifer had kept her mother's whereabouts from her all this time, Maze has now aligned herself with Michael and views Lucifer as an outright enemy, as far as we understand it. One can only hope that these two will eventually be able to work out their differences and move past all of it, since they've done so many times before. But this could very well be the last straw for Maze and signify the end of their friendship forever. We don't want that, but again, only time will tell. Who is God in the series? Given that he only appeared in the final few moments of the season, it's difficult to know where his storyline will go from here. Will he stick around and help his kids work out their differences? And if he does, is this still part of Michael's big plan? Or is this actually the end of Michael? After the two brothers reunited earlier in the season, Michael revealed that he was the one responsible for Lucifer starting the rebellion against God in the first place by planning out the idea in his head. What would his ultimate goal be for doing that? Sure, that's one way to get Lucifer out of the picture, but as Michael has stated countless times, his plan extends far beyond revenge against his brother. One of his true desires is to kill his father and take his place as the new ruler of heaven. Now that's a very plausible idea, and if that's the case, then maybe Michael did all this just to lure God to earth in order to take him down once and for all. It's a plan that not even the devil himself would see coming, which does mean that this family reunion is about to get way more awkward and deadly. But how do you kill God? Guest stars. We now know that Matthew Bower will appear in Season 5 Part 2 as a new character, Donovan Glover. Supernatural's Rob Benedict will also appear as a mercenary. Marin Dungy, also known as Elias, will play a no-nonsense cop who unexpectedly bonds with Amenadel. Scott Porter, Friday Night Lights, will play a detective from Dan's past who forms a quick connection with Ella after he joins the LAPD. And Brianna Hildebrand, Trinkets, will play Rory, an angsty rebellious angel who's looking to follow in Lucifer's footsteps. So expect some comedic relief there. Eve, Inbar Lavi, is also going to be back, though she wasn't in the first half of Season 5. Entertainment Weekly reports that Lavi will appear as Eve in the 5th season, and she's going to end up reuniting with the demon whose heart she broke. Maze, Lesley-Ann Brandt. Maybe this will be the catalyst for Maze to forgive Lucifer? The next part of Season 5 of Lucifer promises to be entertaining, leaving us with the appearance of God before the half season ended. This makes for a scenario when Season 5b starts that is very interesting. There is going to be so many options for the direction for the story to flow from this point. We're excited to see what God will be doing in the next episode, especially since the next episode is a full-on musical. With that, we've come to the end of the video. Be so kind as to join our next one, and feel free to leave comments. What are your predictions for Season 5b? Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, as well as hit the post notification bell, so that way you never miss another update from us. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.